My Jeep is in 1,000 pieces right now getting the axle swap done, and while it's down, I figured now would be a good time to show you guys. If you're looking at picking one of these up used to build into your off-road rig, there's a few things that you should know, some common issues these have. Let's go ahead and start on the front. So for starters, these things heat soak really bad. The best way to combat that I've found is go ahead and just add some hood vents. Now these we don't make anymore. However, there's a ton of different hood vent options you can run on these. Pretty much just anything to let that hot air out of the engine bay. Before we get too far in this list though, if you guys think I missed anything or if there's anything that just didn't make the list, comment it down below to let anybody buying one of these things know some common issues that they might be facing if they pick one up. Next up is if you're going to be installing a lift, the front drive shaft and honestly the rear drive shaft probably are going to need to be swapped out, but the front one for sure with those CV joints, absolute garbage. You can pick up a junkyard drive shaft. They're probably about $40, I think is what they were when I got them. Or you can go through somebody to get custom drive shafts. I order all mine through Adams Drive Shafts, and they'll build you a custom length double card end setup. And this will be perfect. This is what I got from my Jeep. And as you can see, it's from Adams. All you gotta do is email or call them. They'll ask you for the measurements, what yokes you have, everything like that. And you get the perfect setup. Especially if you're going over 4 inches, you're gonna need to swap out those stock drive shafts. They just can't handle the extra angle, and they're not quite long enough either. The next one is going to be if you have the electric fan. This one doesn't, my other WJ has it, but the electric fan seems to go out pretty frequently. So that's one thing you're gonna wanna keep an eye on. You don't want these overheating and messing anything up. Now they are very easy to swap out and they're not too expensive, but they can be very expensive if it overheats. So that's one thing you just wanna keep an eye on, and it's a common failure from what I've noticed. The next one is going to be on the inside, and it's actually the blend door. So what that does is when you switch from heat to cold, that pretty much is just a flap inside the dash that moves around. And what that does is sometimes it gets stuck on one side, and the only way to properly fix it is to remove your entire dash. Now you can actually do it kind of not in the best way, but it works, and you cut a hole back there, I believe, and you can access it. I haven't had to do it yet, fortunately. It doesn't really look like the most fun job, but there's tons of posts online about it if you do find yourself in that situation. Next up, this has happened to all of my Jeeps, and it's actually the wiring in the door here. I guess over time it just gets pinched and bent up, and eventually the wires separate and you can't control your windows or the door locks, or pretty much it's just whatever wire breaks. Fortunately, that is an extremely easy fix. You'll just pull this boot back, strip the wire, and splice it back together, and you should be good to go. And there was somebody on Facebook making kits for it. The next one is also going to be in the door. It's the window regulators. If you have a WJ, you know how often you have to replace these things for some reason. The stock ones are garbage. Fortunately, they're not too bad to swap out. It's really just take the door panel off, and it's a couple bolts to hold that thing in. Another one is the speakers. I'm not sure if I've had bad luck or if my speakers just go out all the time in WJs, but the speakers have given me quite an issue with going out. But between window regulators and speakers and the wiring in the door, you're probably gonna have these door panels off quite frequently, so you'll definitely know your way around inside the doors of these things. The next one is gonna be on the front axle. I actually have mine removed so it's easy to show you, but if you have these CV axle shafts, the boots rip all the time, and then as soon as they rip, the joint's technically still good for a while, but you just get dirt and water in there and it just wears out really quickly. So that's just one thing to keep an eye on. They're cheap and easy to swap out as well, but a common failure point. But those are just some of the common failures you're going to have to face if you pick one of these up to build as your off-road rig. If you guys think I missed anything, comment down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.